Today I will be going over the basics of using the Trees in Canada book to identify a tree. Trees in Canada uses the dichotomous key, which means for each tree group, there will be a pair of choices to help narrow down the tree to identify the species. Trees in Canada has both a key for broadleaf and conifer trees, and also a winter key when examining deciduous trees in the winter without leaves. This winter key focuses on things like leaf and vein scars. The first step is using the very first page to determine which of the 12 groups the species you are trying to ID is in. Groups 1 to 7 are conifers, which have needles or scales other than the ginkgo, and all are gymnosperms, which means they bear seeds that are not encased in an ovary. Conifers are often called evergreen, however there are some conifers that are not evergreen. Groups 8 through 12 are the broadleaf trees, which are sometimes called deciduous, meaning they shed their leaves at the end of the growing season. However, not all broadleaf trees are deciduous. Broadleaf trees are those with true flowers, defined by a pistil with an ovary containing ovules. When fertilized, the ovules become seeds. Here are the images of the tree I will be identifying. Our tree is broad-leaved, so we need to determine the leaf type of our tree. A leaf can be simple, meaning that there is one single leaf and leaf stalk, or compound, meaning that the leaf is divided into several leaflets from the leaf stalk. When a leaf is compound, the leaflets can be mistaken for individual simple leaves. A leaf can be discerned by what is attached to the main branch. Also, the bud will always be in the axil of a leaf, along the woody branch, never in the axil of a leaflet. However, in some cases, the bud is not visible. Compound leaves can be palmate or pinnate. Palmately compound leaves occur when the leaflets join at one point, and pinnately compound refers to leaves that are joined along a central stalk. There is also doubly compound. I can see that the tree I am IDing has pinnately compound leaves. Now we need to know whether these leaves are opposite or alternate. Opposite leaves are attached to the main stalk across from each other. In other words, there are two leaves at each node, while with alternate leaves, there is one leaf per node, and they are coming off at alternating points on the tree. Because this tree has alternating compound leaves, I can see that this is a part of group 9. The next step is going to this page, where the groups start. The rest of the groups are in the pages just after this page. In the first edition of this book, the first group starts at page 409, and group 9, which our tree is in, starts on page 427. Notice the dichotomous key. There will always be two choices to select from. We're going to start with the two options that have a 1 beside them. So, we have leaves with 3 leaflets or leaves with 5 or more leaflets. We can see that the leaves have more than 3 leaflets, so we will choose the second option. Below the selection we just made is option 3, not 2. Always start with the option directly under the one you just chose for your tree, and then the other choice that has the same number. The options for 3 read, twigs with thorns or spines, or twigs without thorns or spines. This tree does not have thorns or spines, so we are going to go with the second option for number 3. My next option is 8, leaflets with smooth margins. The other option 8 is on the next page, leaflets with toothed margins. You can see that the leaflets are toothed. Option 12, leaflets with coarse irregular teeth becoming lobe-like at the leaflet base, with the warty gland beneath, often only on one side, fruit a rounded seed case set in the center of a long twisted wing, or leaflets with sharp regular teeth, fruits not winged. You can see that the fruit is not winged, and I would also say that the teeth are regularly toothed, so we will choose the second option. Option 13, lateral buds enclosed beneath the leaf stalks and twigs exuding milky sap when leaves removed, fruit small, plum-like in erect reddish conical masses, or lateral buds visible in the axils of the leaf stalks and twigs not exuding milky sap when leaves removed, fruits nuts in husks or berry-like in hanging clusters. In the bottom picture, you can see that the lateral buds are visible in the axils of the leaf stalks. Lateral buds are any buds that are not terminal. In the top picture, you can see that the fruits are nut or berry-like hanging in clusters, and that they are not small, plum-like in erect reddish conical masses. We are going to go with the second option 13. Option 14, leaflets of similar shape and size, flowers 5-petaled, white, in showy terminal clusters appearing after the leaves have fully developed, fruits berry-like, in persistent clusters 6 to 12 millimeters across, orange or red. This option brings us to mountain ash. And the other option 14, leaflets dissimilar in size and shape, flowers without petals, green, small and inconspicuous, appearing in spring with the leaves. Fruits hard-shelled nuts, in husks green or brown. The bottom picture is of this tree's flowers. You can see that they are green and inconspicuous. The fruits are often hard-shelled nuts in husks and are green, not orange or red like the first option. When you are out trying to identify a tree, you will only see the tree at its current growth stage in that season. You tend not to see flowers and fruit at the same time. Flowers emerge in spring, then fruit and seeds. Here I have included photos of more than one growth stage in the season just for this demonstration, but please note you will not always be able to see all the features. You can see that beside each of the final options, there is a page you can go to. It can be helpful to go to this page to rule out a particular path if you are not entirely sure which option to choose. Option 15, leaves 12 to 25 centimeters long, leaf scars with many scattered vein scars, pollen catkins 3-branched, nuts with a husk splitting into 4 sections, surface of nut smooth with 4 lines or ridges. Or the other option, leaves 20 to 60 centimeters long, leaf scars with 3 conspicuous vein scars, pollen catkins unbranched, nuts with non-splitting husk, surface of nuts furrowed. You can see the leaf beside the hand is greater than 25 centimeters long. You can also see that the fruit does not have 4 ridges in it. This brings us to page 196 at the genus Walnuts. Now we can flip to this page to check our results. Page 196 brings us to the genus Juglans. From here we can read more about this genus, and the species in this genus will be in the following pages. Here we can check things such as the range map for each species to ensure that it is reasonable that this tree could be growing where we are, and we can read further to fully identify this tree. Descriptions of leaves, buds, twigs, flowers, fruits, as well as detailed diagrams are given to help compare with the tree you are trying to identify. Some genus, including maples, oaks, birches, have another key to ID them down to species. These keys have the same dichotomous structure. I hope that this video was able to introduce you to the dichotomous key used in trees in Canada, as well as some terminology used when identifying a tree.